Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about relational and logical operators in C programming or C language. So let's start the video. First of all, let us briefly talk about relational operators. So these operators are used to check the relationship between two or more variables. In this table, you can see all the relational operators which are used in C programming. Okay, so here first one is equal to. So here remember there are two equal to signs which is used to check the equal to. That means whether the two variables are equal or not. So count equal to 10. So count is 10 or not. Similarly, not equal to. So you have the exclamation mark and equal to. So not equal to, variable is not equal to 100 or not. So similarly, less than equal to, greater than and greater than equal to. So these are the relational operators which are used in C programming. And here on the rightmost column, you can see the way to use these operators. Okay, so you have to have the variable, then the operator, and then the next variable which you want to compare. So few things to remember about relational operators are that relational operators have lower precedence than arithmetic operators. What are the arithmetic operators? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulus. So whenever you find any equation or any statement where you have arithmetic and relational operator in one particular statement, then remember always the arithmetic operators will be performed first before after that only you will be performing the relational operators, because arithmetic operators have higher precedence than relational operators. We will see that in the example file. So remember, for example, here is an example. Variable A is greater than variable B plus variable C. So this statement can be read as variable A greater than bracket variable A plus variable C. So because like I said, arithmetic operators have higher precedence than relational operators. Okay, so here we have the relational operator greater than sign, but this greater than sign will get a lower precedence because we have arithmetic operator on the right hand side. Now, one more thing that you have to keep in mind is sometimes most of the students or most of the people get confused between these two operators. Equal to operator is a relational operator, whereas one equal to sign is an assignment operator to assign a variable. Previously we have seen some programs where we have assigned some values to some variables like int a equal to 1. So right now here we have only one equal to sign, so the value 1 will be assigned to a. Okay, this is not a relational operator, this is assignment operator. So please be careful when you are using relational operators and assignment operators. For that, I will recommend you to practice few programs beforehand. Okay. Next, let us talk about logical operators. Logical operators are used to perform logical operations like and, or, not, and these are the operators used to logically check some conditions. So to check logical operation and, you have to put two ampersand sign. Okay, like this, not a single ampersand, we have two ampersand. Similarly, for logical or, we can have two pipes. Okay, and then for logical not operation, use a single exclamation mark. Okay, in this way we can check logical and, logical or, and logical not operations. So these are the three logical operations which are available in C. So while testing multiple conditions in one statement, the logical operators which are mentioned above, okay, will return true if one or more conditions are correct. Else logical operators will return false. For example, here where a is greater than 5 and where b is less than 10. So this statement will be true only if both the conditions are true. Otherwise, this statement will be returning a false statement. Okay. Similarly, when we have only two operands like variable a and variable b, in that case, the logical operators will return true if both operands are non-zero. Okay, so both where a and where b, if they both are non-zero, then only you will get a true condition or a 1. Whereas if any of these two are 0, then this condition will become false. Let us keep one more thing in our mind, that most of the time we can get confused between bitwise operators, which we will cover in future. Bitwise operators are like this: and, single pipe, less than, equal to, tilde, and to the power sign. Okay, so these are bitwise operators, and people sometimes get confused between bitwise operator and logical operators. Logical operators are here 2 ampersand, 2 pipes, and not sign. Okay, let us go through an example to cover all the fundamentals which are discussed here. Okay, so this is the program which we are going to compile and check. So for that, let us open the code block, and here is the program. So first of all, we will build the program. So build, and in the bottom you can see 0 errors, 0 warnings. That means this program does not have any error in it. So let us execute the program line by line. For that, I will use the step into button here on the top. And now we can see we have watch window where we can see what are the values in the variables. Right now, all the variables have some garbage value. So first of all, let us talk about relational operators. Okay. So for that, we have here the program where we are initializing 3 variables x, y, and z with values 8, 9, and 8 respectively. So x is 8, y is 9, and z is 8. So these are all the relational operators we are checking. For example, x is equal to y or not, x is equal to z or not, x is greater than y or not, x is greater than z or not. Similarly, x is less than y or not, x is less than z or not, and so on. So let us execute this program line by line and see what is the outcome of these particular lines. So now here you see in the x we have 8, in y we have 9, and in z we have 8, and we are going to execute this print statement one by one, and in the console we can see the output of this particular function. So 8 is 8 equal to 9? No. So therefore we are getting 0 in the output. Okay. Then we have, is 8 equal to 8? Yes. Therefore we are getting 1. Similarly, is 8 greater than 9? No. Therefore 0. Is 8 greater than 8? No. Therefore 0. Is 8 less than 9? Yes. Therefore 1. Is 8 less than 8? No. Therefore 0. Is 8 not equal to 9? Yes. Therefore 1. Similarly, is 8 not equal to 8? No. Therefore 0. Is 8 greater than or equal to 9? No. Therefore 0. Is 8 greater than or equal to 8? Yes. Because it is equal to 8. So one of the two conditions are getting true. So is 8 greater than 8? No. But is 8 equal to 8? Yes. Therefore 1. Is 8 less than 9? Yes. but 8 is not equal to 9. But because there are two conditions getting checked, less than or equal to. So yes, 8 is less than 9, therefore 1. Is 8 less than or equal to 8? Yes, it is equal to 8, therefore 1. So remember, in the last 4 conditions, we have two conditions getting checked. So in precisely speaking, last 6, this 6, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are checking two conditions, and any of those two conditions getting true, we will get 1. If both of the true conditions are false, then we will get 0. Okay, if any of the two conditions becomes true, we get 1. If both are false, we will get 0. So this was about relational operators, and let us move to the logical operators. So for that, we are using 3 variables A, B and C. Sorry, 4 variables A, B, C and D, initialized with the value A equal to 100, then B equal to 20, C equal to 10 and D equal to 15. Let us execute this line, and you can see A is equal to 100, B equal to 20, C equal to 10 and D equal to 15. Now let us execute this function. You can see here in the console we have printed logical and condition test. Logical and condition. Okay, so we are going to check and condition here. So let us go down. So if A is greater than B and C is equal to D. So if A is greater than B, so yes, this condition is true because A is 100, B is 20, A is greater than B, and C equal to D. Is C equal to D? No. So this particular condition and condition will be true only if both the statements are true. Because both the statements are not true, only one of the statement is true, in the console we get and condition is false, because we are jumping to this particular line because one of the two conditions is not true. Let us check the second condition, or logical operation, which is OR statement. Okay, for that we are checking if A is greater than B or C is equal to D. So one of the two conditions should be true. Okay, if one of the two conditions gets true, we will get that particular message in the printf function. So let us check here. You can see we are getting into this particular line. So in the console it will be printed value in variable A is greater than B or C is equal to D. So this is printed. Okay, so one of the two condition is true, therefore this particular statement was printed. Now let us talk about the logical NOT. So for that you can see here, if not A. Okay, so when I talked about the logical operators, I told you that if there is only one or two variables, then in that case it will be true if that particular variable is not 0. So when we have only this statement, if not equal to A, that means it will check whether the A is 0 or not. So if not A is 0, if A is 0, no. So therefore we jump to this particular line stating variable A is not 0. So in the console you can see variable A is not 0. If it would have been true, then this will be printed that the variable in A is 0. Now let us go to the last example where we are going to check logical operators with only two operands. For that we have two variables P and Q, and we are initializing P with 0 and Q with 50. So here in the watch window you can see P is 0 and Q is 50. Okay, so here we are testing the conditions P and Q. So if both are 0, then we will get true, or if both are 0, then we will get false. So because only one of them is true, the condition is not true. So we are going to see in the console the condition is not true because both P and Q are not 0. Only one of them is 0. Now, second condition, if P or Q, if P is equal to 0 or Q equal to 0. Yes, P is 0. So this condition is true. So we will be getting into the first line and we can see we have jumped into this particular function where it says print f, condition is true. Let us see in the console, we get the condition is true because P is 0. One of the two are 0. So this way you can make more complex programs using logical and relational operators. So I would request you to make more complex programs, test your skills and upgrade your skills in C programming. If you like this video, then please subscribe the channel, and if you have not subscribed the channel, then please subscribe the channel. I would be glad to see your comments and suggestions in the suggestion window. Thank you and stay safe.